All right, there we go. I'm like
What are
trying
you
to.
talking about, little bro?
I'm trying to play this horror game and like sending like a message and saying that, but no, because like okay, everybody like there was no like natives. They were already like living there. Like everyone was already living there. What is this?
Yeah, well, and well, yeah, but it's like saying, I mean, the
I don't
reason
think
they're okay.
I can say
Nowadays,
like
I
you
don't
could.
want to use.
Huh? I get
Well,
what
I
you're
was
saying.
saying
Like it was
I don't.
definitely like an innuendo to something, but I don't think it was to them.
Okay, well, I don't want to use the Palestinians and Israelis as an example because it's not the only time it's happened. But the Levant was already a diverse place. The Jews already lived there. But then
I think that would be a better
certain
example
imperialists.
compared to like the natives. Like it's not about colonization.
But that's the thing. It is in the end of the day. It's about imperialism and the belief that like okay, because the whole thing is the people the lynx who stole like the head lynx guy literally says some mammals are better than others and
Well,
mammals
yeah,
are better than
he
reptiles.
believes
That's
that like
because
people are better, but I don't think
it's
that.
racism. It's racism because
Yeah,
he and, you know it's about feeling he stole the snake's idea after conning her and then they kicked them out of their home. That is what colonialism and imperialism is. That doesn't and colonialism is a very broad term and like you could either have a settler colony
but they're not. But they're
which
not
I mean
colonizing
and the
anything.
natives
It's more so.
yeah
It's
but they
more
did
so
though
like
they he built the walls and covered
it's
the
more
snake
like a
town which
Rockefeller type
wasn't
of thing where they're just getting a monopoly over that and then using that as a. It's more like the what's it called the drug wars, like the U.S. drug wars.
well if with the racial innuendos that kind of takes that
That
away
makes
from
more
that though like
sense.
sure it is about the elitism but when they mention that they think the snakes are a lesser species
No, it
that's
wasn't
what makes
snakes.
it
It was
imperialism
reptiles.
reptiles in general yeah um
No, I get like the racist part, but not like the colonialism.
well the racist part is what makes it colonialism that's the whole point it makes it like that's what ties it towards people coming into this into places even if I mean I'm sure maybe I guess the lynxes probably already live there so that's what kind of takes
Yeah,
it away
they all
but
they all live
but you
there.
could still connect it to like people coming into and doing the same exact thing it's just an innuendo for that
I
whole
guess the
thing like
Lynx did try to. The whole point was after that he was trying to expand his territory and wipe out the other groups.
another haven of people who weren't really accepted or you know that like that's the
They were
whole
low key chill. They were funny.
and they saw themselves as outside Zootopia, so that would have definitely been at that point. That's where the extent comes from, just conning and corporate greed to, um, well, and he did control Zootopia from behind the scene, so you know it's technically a shadow government, and you, but um, yeah, well that's just the whole point is it's about I mean, colonialism just falls under that umbrella that they're trying to show, which is what I'm saying. That's the main part I take out of it. You could take, I mean, and I think the main part is generally just greed,
Yeah.
which you know all of colonialism and falls under as well as corporate and you
You
know all
know,
that other stuff. But
also
just
I don't
surprise
think
again.
they portrayed like I don't think they portrayed the relationship between Judy and what's his name that well in this movie. I don't think they did it as good. I think they did it like good at some parts, but then I think they try to like overplay it at some other parts.
I agree. I mean, I think
Also,
when they really started talking to each other and saying what their problems were, that was nice. Actually, no, I think that was the worst part.
no, I think that was good. I think it was just I don't know, Judy's character just felt weird in that movie.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Well, I mean, we don't really get to this. I feel like the second movie finally kind of explored more about who they are than this first movie did.
I
The
don't
first
really
movie
think
was kind of
so.
just she was just looking up. She believed that she could, you know, she believed in herself. and then the second movie is really looking into the psychological, which
I
it's
don't
really
think
interesting,
so.
and that is also pretty.
I don't think they
I
did
think
a good
so.
job of that. Cause like I'm gonna be honest, like
Well,
they
I
just
mean, but that
like
wasn't the goal though, so you can't, you know.
both their characters just felt weird in that movie. Like they did a
Yeah.
good job of
I mean,
like portraying like the emotional side and like how I should be feeling about it. But like I'm just saying like their characters like
well,
just
I
felt
don't think their
weird.
characters are the point. That's why. I mean, I know what you're talking about. It's just I don't know. To me, it just I don't think it's just kind of like because it's just a movie.
Nah, cause I feel
I
like
don't feel like I really knew their characters well enough to really
that's the
think
thing.
that this was
That's
outside of
what I think
them.
they did well about Inside Out too.
Yeah.
They like I
Well, and well, that's
characters really
because
good.
there's a lot of exposition that just happens really fast in Inside Out 2 about where Riley is right now, and her sense of self is explained really. Inside Out 2 is just a masterpiece, to be completely honest.
Yeah,
But
I liked it. I actually really liked it.
Zootopia 2 is, I mean, even Zootopia 1. I mean, it's not the best. They're not the best movies, but I think they express what they're supposed to very well, even if their
Yeah,
characters are a little bland.
I think that one is like more so trying to show. Well, no, I mean Zootopia is about inclusivity. Like both movies, like they're like it's sort of like about you know the one movie what's it called Elementals. It's sort of like that.
I like the
What the heck?
Elementals.
Turning off. Nah, I feel like that's more so the vibe it was giving me. Like more like well, I guess not about immigration, but like sort of
I think
that
it's interesting that
vibe.
they went in well in the immigration part too. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because the snakes are trying to come back to their home or whatever,
Oh yeah,
or
that's true.
the reptiles in general. But no, I think that they went into the
Well, no, no, no,
emotional
no, no.
side of.
Wait, okay. I just realized that part kind of confused me because it they were they were banished to like a desert island or something, right?
Yeah, just some random. I mean, they never said what it was. They just said it was just some faraway land.
Huh. And then like like they're just back.
Yep.
That was another weird part. They were just like back. They were like, "What's up? We're here." It
Well,
wasn't
they
even.
definitely cut through all the nitty gritty of them trying to actually prove that the lynxes were bad
Yeah.
and you know all the politics of it. I mean, it's a kids show, but you can't really go through the politics of accepting a whole group of people back into your society and the whole societal. They skip over the fact that they would take that society a while to actually accept those back in
Honestly, that'd be cool for
because
like
there's
a
a lot.
third
There
movie.
seems to be a lot of in depth.
There's probably gonna be
Yeah,
like
well,
a
there
lot
seems
of
to be a lot of
aggression
in.
between like the mammals, the reptiles, and amphibians. Like I feel like there's gonna be a lot of like tension that they're gonna do for the
Well,
third
yeah,
movie. Well,
well,
actually, no, they're doing the avians, right? The birds.
yeah, I saw it because there's a feather. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well, what's his name? Nick doesn't even like reptiles, and they make him uncomfortable. Which I mean, and I imagine that's like a show at like a lot of people in the Zootopia society, if it weren't a kids show, right? And it's probably what's kind of
Oh.
hinted at with him saying they make him uncomfortable. Is that a lot of people would be like that? They would have had the societal, like, they would have been taught that reptiles, you know, tried to steal the book and killed the turtle or whatever.
The maid.
And that would take a while to actually like get out of people's systems who would probably some of them. I mean, again, like it's a kids movie, so
I
can't
don't
show
really.
that. But
I don't really think so. I also
no,
think
I
they.
mean because you have to think about it. It was 100 years since the last snake ever, or since the last reptile ever set foot in Zootopia. Well,
No,
that they know of.
they had
And
reptiles. It's just
on
they were underground.
well, yeah, no, I
They were in that
that's
tropical
why.
area.
Well, I quotation marked it, but you know, you
It's
can't see it.
been
Um,
since snakes were there, probably.
well, yeah, because I think they specifically said venomous snakes. I don't know. Um, because where was I
Oh,
going? What was
what
I
the
talking
heck?
about? The hell?
Which part?
What's going on to you?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm playing like two characters or like I don't know. Hmm.
Well, anyway, like because
You're talking about
most of
like
those people would have grown up being either. I don't think it would have been mentioned because like the whole first part was about predators, right?
yeah,
And how they were like predators are bad.
that is true.
It reminds me of a different movie.
The one with
Oh
Tiger.
no, it's about It reminds me of Beastars.
Uh,
I've not watched that.
you know who
Yeah,
made me?
that's
You
probably
know who
not.
made me watch that?
Who?
Faith.
Mitzi?
No, Faith.
Faith?
Yeah, she was like, you should watch this because it scarred me, and so you should also
What
be
the hell?
scarred.
Oh, is it sad?
No, it's weird.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't like. It's like, I don't know. It's just like they're trying to like I don't like the relationship between like Bunny and a wolf is just weird. And then they try to do this whole side story where like there's this chicken lady and she's like, "Oh, my eggs are like the best eggs, you know. I'm always like
I
treating
saw
my
that.
body," and
That shit was.
the wolf is like
I was like,
eating her
what?
eggs. I don't know, it's just an all around weird show.
What? Well, I think that shows a little bit more down to earth though, in a weird way. Then it's kind of like a more down to earth version of what Zootopia would be, where
Down to earth.
some people would be freaky like that, and some
Mm.
people in predators would still have like their instincts, and people would still look at them weird.
Well,
And,
no,
you know, like
they do in Zootopia.
not anime whatsoever, but
I don't. It's not worth it.
you know what I thought about Zootopia is like every other animal is like a thing except for fish. Fish are still eaten. Fish are still
That makes sense. They're dumb. I think Zootopia. I think the setup for Zootopia 3 is gonna make it better than 1 and 2. I think 2 was sort of like a setup movie.
What the most interesting thing for both movies is because what Riley's gonna be a teenager.
Did I say Inside Out?
And-
I meant Zootopia.
No, I know. I'm talking about both. But Riley's
Oh,
gonna be
no.
a teenager, and then and then it's gonna be post like
Wait.
reptiles, and then the birth.
She was a teenager in 2, no?
High school, or you know what I mean. They could start making. I mean, they're not going to, but if they make more of both, they could definitely start heading in more like adult directions. But they're not going to because
I think
Disney, but
Zootopia.
But
I
I
think
think
Inside Out 2. I like that one more than 1. Or
I
Inside Out
think-
2. I like Inside Out 2 better than Inside Out
yeah,
1.
I think. I don't know. I think Inside Out 2 is just closer to because like it came out when we were teenagers.
What?
I think Inside Out 1 is better for a kid.
Inside Out came out when you were a
because they're not gonna
teenager.
understand Huh?
I think I wasn't a teenager when Inside Out 2 came out. Oh.
Why wouldn't you be?
Oh!
Wait, what am I talking about? No, I mean Inside Out 1. When did Inside 2 come out?
Inside Out.
When did it come out? Like,
Inside
2
Out 1 came out in like 2016, like around there. So almost 10 years ago. And then Inside Out 2 came out in like 2024, 2025.
2024, damn, yeah, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yeah, you would have been just early. But anyway, that's just the point.
I just think I related to. I really liked the design, like the
11 years.
the bottom part that they went to, like the little, you know, like with the little tendrils that like. Yeah. I like that, and then I feel like I related to
like
this
that too.
movie more
Well, I mean, yeah.
because it was
Well,
about
it's
anxiety.
definitely- Well, and I think that's what I think Inside Out 1 is more for kids, and Inside Out 2 is more for it pushes when you actually develop more complex emotions, which is the whole point.
What is this
Um,
song?
And I think that the second one with more complex emotion just hits more people because most people are older and have those more complex emotions.
No, I think one did a good job of
I
that
mean, one
too.
was good for. I think they were both very good at very good at
I think
kind of
one.
getting people to accept that all emotions you can't get rid
I
of them.
think I think more one was about. No, that one was about kind of like accepting like change and like
Accepting
the
that, well, yeah, accepting change, accepting
because
that all of
Riley
your
was
emotions are good.
moving and she was changing and she was like losing things. Like it was very like the like sense of loss was all very new. Like it was just
Well,
like how hmm?
they're both about change.
Yeah. But like
I
in the
think they both.
like in the
I think they
first
both hit
one,
the same time, just different at different levels. I think that's the main
yeah.
thing.
Because in the first
I
one
think,
like Riley was like completely losing her sense of self, remember? Because like the remember the islands were dropping and everything?
yeah. Well, I mean, but that
Yeah.
doesn't. That's kind
But
of confusing though, because it doesn't make her sense of self. It's like her personality islands right now. That's not it,
yeah,
really.
like her sense of self. In two, we
Yeah,
don't
but their
really get
sense of
that.
self ends up being something different. They're kind of like the
Hmm.
pillars of who she is, not her sense of self. Her sense of self is who she thinks she is, based on her memories. Her
Yeah,
pillars
and
of
that
who she
was
really
because
is.
remember the well, I guess that's true because what's her name? Joy kept trying to like force like all of these like things of oh this is Riley, this is not Riley. And then like, oh yeah, this is also a part of Riley. And like then the islands like came
Well,
back
because
and they were
it was coming to accept that all emotions make you who you are,
yeah.
and without all your emotions, you're not going to be yourself. And then it's the same one. The second one is also technically the same
Well,
thing.
I
It's
guess it
just
was
with
more
more
so
people.
about trying to control your emotions because like Joy was trying to be like, "Oh, happy, 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 happy." And then when like like joy and
Well, and
sadness
then
were
in the
gone.
second movie, I think it literally is just the same the same plot with just more complex
No, I
topics.
I think I think they're different because they don't attack it in the same way. Like in the second movie, Riley's not losing anything.
Well, no, she's losing her best friends.
No,
Well,
no,
she thinks she is. Anxiety thinks she's or the no, that's not anxiety first. It's well, no, it is.
no, but
It's the
okay.
new emotions. It's her new emotions and her her more complex feelings, which makes her think she's gonna lose everything. So again, it's like it's the same sense of loss, but like a
No,
little
but
bit like a bit
also
less than.
Riley or you should say that. Anyway, Riley is like, "Oh, like I feel like I'm not." It's more so like in the second one, it's more so like it's more so like I'm not good enough. Or like cuz remember they had that whole scene where like the like orb thing was like chanting and she's like it literally said I'm pretty sure it said
Yeah,
I'm not
so
good
the
enough.
anxiety took over her sense of self and said
Yeah.
she'll never be good enough.
But first movie wasn't about that, I don't think. Was it?
It was about no. Well, and the thing is, it's because change. I think the first one was about change and
Things are going to
accepting
change.
change, and accepting that you need your other emotions to
Yeah.
accept change. And the second one, with moving into puberty, was accepting that things are going to change at a lesser level, like a lesser rate. And it's more about accepting that
Actually, I feel
as
like
you
it's
get
more
older, you're going to
so
get more complex emotions.
rather than you like accepting change, I feel like it's more about um what's it called? Like you don't always have to be like know what's going to happen because the whole thing was like she was afraid of like oh she's not going to perform and then at the end she's like I'm just going to go out there and have fun.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, that's the whole point. Is things her whole anxiety's whole thing was we're not going to have friends in this new school because our best friends are
Hmm.
going to a different school. So it's like this whole thing where I have to. Then it turns into the whole thing where I have to be perfect to make all these new friends, and then
Yeah.
it becomes not good enough to make new friends or whatever. She got through that quick though. That usually takes people like a good 3 years.
Nah.
um, but no, it was definitely a great example of how it feels going through the change of going to like a different environment without the same people. It was kind of
Well, the whole thing was just be yourself. That's kind of the whole point. I can now thinking about it. It's like be
Or
yourself
more
because
so that you're good enough as you are, and you don't have to worry about if you're not going to be good enough later.
well, yeah, well, be yourself. I think falls under that anyway because in order to be yourself, you have to accept who you are.
Yeah.
And I think and I was really good at that, and in a really, I mean, that movie's just both of them are really good at really
Yeah.
showing. I mean, he definitely worked with a lot of psychiatrists because it's genuinely good at showing how people process emotions in a way that's like you can really like imagine it like that, like the way that they became suppressed emotions, um, and anxiety took over even over the other new emotions, where it was just anxiety, sometimes envy, sometimes embarrassment, sometimes ennui. That's such a funny system. Pick ennui up.
I don't know.
Ennui feel me.
I think they're both portraying different things, but I think because it's dealing with emotions, it is very similar.
Yeah, well, yeah, and they're complex because of that as well. And I think the second one is just being more complex because the whole point is more complex emotions make they scary, they change like the way you feel about things than what the basic kind of like the 5 would. Where now you have like jealousy, you worry about things.
I think it's funny how we got like
think about you.
none of that in the first movie. Like it makes like like none of the parents like had these emotions in the first movie. Obviously, it's like they didn't think about it because
they don't even have them in the second movie because when the puberty hits, what's her name's like. I'd like to think that there maybe what happens if they merge, which is really fucking creepy, to be honest, if that's what happens.
They merge?
Because you think fear can merge with anxiety. Envy can merge with disgust in a way, I would say. No, embarrassment. A lot of them can merge with fear.
Yeah.
Except for
that's like the whole thing of the first movie.
Ennui.
Remember, because
the
emotions were mixing. That's why you had joy and sadness.
I just don't think they really thought. I think the whole point was not really worried about what other people think.
Yeah.
In the movie, not like the plot, but you know what I mean. I don't think they were worried about what's going on in the parents' head. It would be cooler if they showed that, but I think it's supposed to make because the only one they show is really her parents. So I think it's supposed to show that. What the hell is happening to you?
I have no idea.
The fuck? Anyway, her parents are shown as like really calm and collected people. Well, her mom is at least. Her dad seems like her dad, I guess.
No, her dad was.
They didn't show her dad in the second movie.
Yeah, I guess
but
that's true.
Her mom's emotions are because sadness is her mom's emotion, her mom's main emotion, right? So she's just calm and
what? Was it?
Yeah, her mom's main emotion is sadness. She sits in the middle and she's the one who makes
Oh, and the dad's
was
decision. Anger.
Dad's was anger, yeah. Which I think is supposed to be like women are more emotional and men are more. I don't think that's the point. I think I'm looking way.
I think it's because I think it's somewhat similar, but I think it's more so because the like mothers usually has that more like caring, endearing side where like they are emotionally perceptive, and like the dad is like not like I'm not saying like typically viewed as like someone who's like more like, oh, I'm gonna put my foot down.
I think you could definitely
you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point in the first movie. He does put his foot down.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, he doesn't. He doesn't really try to. But...
No, but well, because it's like the whole thing is like the parents are supposed to be more, because there are emotions in their heads have already been through what she's been through, you know.
Yeah. They need to go through it together.
It's all toxic masculinity. That's my anger style. The head's
Okay.
Girl.
Nah, because what about that? What about that boy? Wasn't his main emotion? What was his main emotion? Was his
I don't
was his the
remember.
purple
The
one?
other ones are.
I think his was fear.
Not to be scared of everything.
Like the kid in the kid in the beanie.
I don't remember. I don't really remember the first one. It's been so long since I watched it.
I like the first one.
The second one was really good though.
Yeah. I feel like they overplayed. The one thing I didn't like is that they got kicked out. Like I didn't really like they just got kicked out of HQ again. It felt like the same thing.
Yeah, but well, it's just so they can show you that how they show suppressing emotions is like how like harmful it is to suppress your emotions. Which is really
Yeah.
topical.
I would never do that.
We got a special. My head's got a special vault in the headquarters where we lock away emotions every now.
I express all of my emotions equally.
What would be my head emotion?
Mine would be anxiety.
I think I'm just I'm just an emotional person in general. I don't think my little fucking what's it called? The thing where they press the button, the console. My console is like when they first get it and it's just overreacting and everything.
Like the new console?
Yeah, when they get the new console and it's just every
Megan
time you
Fox.
press it- Megan Fox. She killed you, bro. What even happened? Why did you just get a phone call from like the cops or whatever and then
I don't know.
died?
I'm still trying to figure out if that was a whole game or I'm gonna be playing more.